platforms.
Have you ever wished you could try on clothes before you buy, or even see what that suit or dress would look like at the beach or at the races? Well, 360 Degrees and Microsoft Azure have launched an immersive experience platform which allows just that. Not only can customers get more from the retail experience, but on the flip side, retailers themselves can use the platform to gain better insight into consumer trends and habits. For more, I'm delighted to welcome Toby Ellis, CEO of 360 Degrees, here in studio. Toby, great to have you in with us. Now, when we talk about this experience, because you already have it, it's possible to take a picture of yourself, send it to friends, put it online, see, does my bum look big in this, that kind of thing. But this is actually putting clothes in the environment in which they're intended to be worn. Yeah,
that's exactly right. Imagine instead of going into a shop or receiving a catalogue, having a virtual catalogue. And so putting on a VR headset and being immersed in the experience and seeing the clothes in the context for which they were designed. So instead of being on a shelf or in a catalogue, at the beaches or at the races or at lunch, people wearing them, people enjoying them, really showcasing the experience of the fashion.
And you're working with Country Road. You've launched Country Road's new retail experience. So it's all about offering customers that immersive experience when it comes to shopping. I mean, I guess the question is, does it encourage them to spend?
I think it's also about innovating the shopping experience and talking through the mode of which people want to listen. With younger shoppers, younger retailers, the adoption of VR really rapidly. It's about creating new and innovative experiences, but let's not downplay the value of the data that you can collect as a result of using platforms like 360 Degrees. It's what are people looking at, what aren't they looking at, what are they selecting, what aren't they selecting? So you can start to create a really connected retail experience. So instead of it just being one way, it's almost bi-directional and in real time.
So let's just talk about the technology involved here and how you're able to, as you mentioned, it's an experience for the consumer themselves, but also does offer that data back to the retailer also. What is the technology behind this?
So it's 360 Degrees. So 360 Degrees is a venture that's gone through the Lakeba model. Lakeba is an Australian reverse incubator, so a startup production line. So organisations like Country Road Group or Microsoft throw us some problems. We go away and try and solve those problems using emerging technologies, and with that IP we give to our dev guys, and if it's got legs we commercialise it. So this is one of those solutions that's gone through that model. In fact, I think we spoke to you last year with Shelfie Robot, another retail solution that we launched with Microsoft last year. I guess the critical thing about this technology is that it democratises it. So when you think of VR, if you think about the VR spectrum, at one end you've got virtual reality, so CGI, computer animation, great for gaming, expensive but not real. And at the other end you've got the Microsoft HoloLens, again fantastic technology but not mass market. Well, what we've done is we've created a platform that means anybody, retailers like Country Road Group, right down to people who own their own shops, can actually create these immersive experiences themselves using 360-degree technology, which completely democratises it.
Now, this experience itself, as we mentioned with Country Road Group, now is this an in-store experience, or can you access it from home doing your online shopping? How does it function?
So the internal trial we're running with Country Road is essentially that, a VR catalogue. But our view is that this can be, it's site or device agnostic. So, for example, you may have a loyalty program where you provide your customers a VR headset and they get access to the new range before anybody else, or they get access to special events. Imagine, say, Melbourne Fashion Week. Imagine giving your VIP customers front seat access to the Fashion Week in 360 VR. So yeah, device agnostic, in-store, pop-up stores. The use cases are endless, and that's part of our problem is people get paralysed by all the choice, and we have to just sort of sit down and pick one and then execute.
Well, in fact, with that in mind, that sort of led to my next question, about scalability and also how you select, the right platform and the right offerings for the right brand. I mean, how closely have you worked with Country Road Group on this?
Yeah, so, well, the offerings themselves range from anything from the customer side, so front of house, right through to training. When you look at 360 technology and VR technology, I mean, just recently in Queensland, the police, parts of the police force went through counter-terrorism training using VR, like a fantastic use case for that technology. And same for customer service training, or for any large retailer that has supply chain or logistics, safety training for their warehouses and distribution centres. So one of the great benefits of this is because it's a cloud platform sitting on Microsoft Azure, you can centralise the content, make sure you get it right, and then you can distribute it and know that everybody who receives it gets the same standard of quality, and you can make sure that everybody gets the same quality.
So let's fast forward, say 5 years' time.
Yep.
What do you see as the role of VR in the retail space?
Well, our vision is that the 360-degree platform becomes the new PowerPoint for organisations. You know, we've tried to make it so that organisations can use this themselves. They don't need IT. You don't need to be IT clever. You don't need a third party. All you need is the ability to tell a story. And then once you've got that, you can take the 360 content, upload it, and manage it all yourself. The market's trying to find use cases for it. And I think one of the stumbling blocks is they think of it as VR and not 360, and VR comes with a whole bunch of price tags that you would expect. So I think organisations finding their feet in terms of training, safety training and customer service training and connected retail experiences, the more people use it, then the more use cases they'll find, and the more it'll grow.
Terry, really appreciate you sharing the story with us. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, time now for a short break. Coming up, we'll be sticking in the retail space. Afterpay, is there a nasty sting waiting for customers? Stay with us.
You're watching Sky News Business.